Exciting news. I have a couple retreats coming up in the US. So this June, Hawaii, 1st through the 7th, and Colorado, 19th through the 23rd. These will go quickly. More details in the link below.
Welcome to your practice. This one's just a feel-good flow to get things moving, to stretch out. A good one to do maybe in the middle of the day or in the morning. So let's get started finding a seat, and let's interlace the fingers together, just making a big fist here, and start to roll out the wrists. So as we start to move, let's kick off our breath right away, finding a breath that moves in and out through the nose. With that little bit of texture in the throat, you can kind of hear the sound of your own breath. And then release your hands and just give them a shake. Especially if you, own a cell phone or type on a computer, give them a good shake. Let your hands, let your wrists kind of rinse out. And then we'll take an altar pose. So hands behind you, feet in front of you. As you breathe in, lift up through the pelvis. Let the head fall back. Take a big breath in, and then an open mouth exhale. Sink your seat down. Let's come over onto hands and knees. As you breathe in, let the belly drop, and then move the rib cage to the right. Then take a cat pose and move the rib cage to the left. So we're finding these circles. So keep circling, keep moving. We're keeping it simple today. Let's do one more in this direction. And then taking it through center, just reverse the direction of your circles. You could think of like scraping the edges of a peanut butter jar. Like you gotta get every little bit. Take one more. Good. Pause through center. From here, walk your hands forward. We'll come into puppy pose. So for puppy pose, keep your butt over your knees. Hands walk forward. Start to lower the heart toward the ground. You can bring your forehead down. Or if you're already warmed up perhaps, or just love back bends, you could bring your chin to the ground, but just know that that's pretty deep. Let's take one more fresh breath, fresh oxygen. And then start to walk the hands back underneath the shoulders, or maybe pausing right before the shoulders, because we'll tuck our toes here and head right into downward facing dog. Let's bend the right knee and lower the left heel. And then switcheroo, just head up the other side. And we'll do it one more time on each side, waking up into the back of the legs. Great, and then come back into down dog. So lift the heels enough so you can soften your knees. Heels can lower as much as feels comfortable, sending your sit bones up and back. Long arms and even active through your fingers, especially the pointer finger and the thumb to support your pose here. Send your right leg high behind you. Bend your right knee, and then start to circle your right thigh bone. So you're just kind of stirring around into the hip. And then step your right foot forward to the top of your mat. Let your back knee lower down, lift your chest and your arms up, breathing in. And then as you breathe out, drop your hands down, shift your hips back, tip your chest forward. See if you can kind of find your balance here. And we'll do this twice more. So breathe in, step into the front foot, arms up. Maybe you lift your gaze this time. And then breathe out, arms come down and back. Long spine, tip your chest forward. Last one, here we go with breath in and with your breath out. As you come forward, take your left hand down, turn it into a twist, lift your back knee, and then back to downward dog. Right hand to the ground, right foot steps back. Send your left leg high, breathe in. Bend your knee, find some circles here, stirring it around. Step your left foot to the top of your mat and let your back knee lower down. Lift your chest and your arms up. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Hands will come down and back, shifting your hips back. Lengthen your spine and your front leg. And then twice more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Keep it going. And let it go. As you come forward, now the right hand will plant so you can take your twist. Back knee lifts, left arm opens. Take left hand down to the ground, step back. This time, walk your hands toward your feet. So you're at the back of the mat. Let's widen the feet. Widen them as wide as your mat at least. Grab opposite hands to elbows. You might sway a little forward and back as long as you feel super stable here. And then release your arms, keeping your knees bent. Roll yourself all the way up to stand. Once you're here, inhale, loop your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, drop them back and down. Twice more like that. Breathe in and let it go. Last one, breathe in and let it go. Let's turn the toes out. Toes out, heels in. We'll sit into a squat. So knees bend. You could take your elbows or forearms onto your thighs. If you want to go a little lower, drop your butt down further, hands to prayer. Elbows can come inside the knees, and then see if you can lift up through the spine, almost open up through the collarbone. So we want to avoid rounding. Checking in with your breath. Let's take the left hand down to the ground. Open the right arm to the sky, finding a little twisty turn here. Come back through center, other side. Right arm down, left arm rises. From here, take hands to the mat, point your toes forward, and let's crawl all the way out into a plank pose. Crawl it out, lengthen your legs behind you, get nice and long. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's stay for one more breath where we're getting it warm here. Breathe in and breathe out. And then lower all the way down. Let your forehead land. Stretch your arms behind you. Strengthen your legs. So imagine the tops of your feet could press into the mat. And then inhale, lift your head, shrug your shoulders up. And then as you lift your chest, draw the shoulder blades onto the back. You can stay here or option to lift the legs, locust pose, Shalabhasana. And really use your upper back muscles. So rather than trying to lift up so high here, could you get super long? Take one more big breath in. And then breathe out. Bring your right ear down to the ground. Just let your shoulders slump forward. Feel your heartbeat. One more breath here. And then just pick up your head. Let your left ear rest. Let's come back into a child's pose, taking the knees wide, hips to heels. And then add on this arm option if you'd like. Walk your fingers a little further away from you, so stretch your arms as far as you can, and then bend at the elbows. Find a prayer. Maybe your prayer can rest at the back of your head or the back of your neck, stretching into the armpits and the triceps. One more breath. Release your arms. Lift your head. Walk your hands in toward your knees. You can bring your knees a little closer together, sitting on your shins, or if that's not comfortable, of course, sit any way that is. Let's take the backs of the hands to the lap. So the elbows softly bend, spine is long, chest is open. This simple gesture in the hands of being open to receive. Being open to receive whatever comes next. You're welcome to sit for as long as you'd like if you have a little more time. Or when you're ready, bring hands to heart. You can let your mind bow into the space of your breath and your body. Thank yourself for taking time for your practice. And of course, I thank you. And I'll see you next time.